welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we're mashing together another two patterns. This time, it is pattern number 3 and pattern number 1112, both from friendshipbracelets.net. And once again, we are exchanging some strings. Some red came over to the right, and the yellow went off to the left this time. So, similar to the last bracelet, this one is X's, no, and hearts. This time, though, the hearts are different. Instead of being small, little... I don't know how to describe the last one. Go watch the other video if you haven't seen it. This one, the heart is kind of more ballooned out and has dark on the inside of it. And in some ways, I think this one actually kind of looks a little bit more like a heart than the last one. Just a little bit, but I mean, it's the difficulty when you're working with something that is like 8-bit graphics and you're trying to make something pretty. So after the last one and having all that difficulty with the pattern and stuff, I started this one right out the gate with having my image manipulator thing open, right? GIMP. I had it open so that way I would be able to kind of cross off what I was accomplishing as I went along. And yeah, that turns out that's really for the best. It just, this is pretty complicated. There's a lot of zigzags. There's a lot of strings that are just, it's weird how some of the red has to travel underneath. I guess a little bit with the yellow, but it just seemed like that right there, like the changing it and do the thing. Yeah, it's just difficult. So I try to make this one a little bit different from the last one. This one has a circle as the centerpiece. The last one had an X. Not that matters much. The hearts kind of start out really nice. That was kind of nice. There was no block on this one. It was just, you know, boom, goes right into it. So kind of cool. It might have been neat to have added like an extra string or so, just so that way the heart could have been come out just a little bit further on the right hand side. That's if somebody was into the straight edge thing, this would work out to let it have like that, just one more string, just so the heart would have come out just a little bit better, because it looks like it just kind of cuts off the edge of it, right? But I mean, overall, it still turns out pretty neat. It's a good looking bracelet, so nothing weird there. I got halfway through this one and ended up having a hand cramp so bad that I had to quit knotting for the day. And I don't think it was the pattern per se. Maybe it was just too much caffeine, and because if you have too much caffeine, it'll take away one of the minerals. I think it's magnesium or something, which can lead to hand cramps. But regardless, I only was able to finish half of this one day and came back and finished the rest of it today. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had hand cramps that bad before. It had taken my index finger and kind of shifted it in a funny way that I can't even bend my hand in, naturally into the position that this cramp had put me into. Which seriously, there was a little bit there where I was worried that if this is the future of Kevin, there would be a lot less making videos. It was that bad. So yeah. But that said, it turned out I got it all done today. I'm feeling fine. Haven't had a single cramp, knock on wood. But yeah, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. What else can I tell you? Yeah, this is definitely not a beginner's bracelet again. This is two relatively simple patterns, but mixing them together, there's a whole extra row down the center, and that row is trying to balance the black strings and one red dot, like from the side of the heart, actually goes into that center row, and it just really makes the whole thing so much harder, so much harder. That said, it turns out really cool. So if you're patient and you want a good challenge, then I say give it a shot. It's interesting. It's not intuitive. Like the row that came down just a moment ago, the black row that came down, it got to a red and then changed directions, and then the next black came in and rechanged the red again. Like, that just doesn't make sense, other than to know that it's just shifting the string to where it needs to be for a future, knot. That's it. It just, a lot of this just doesn't make sense. See, like there, black went and changed directions just so that way the yellow could be where the yellow needs to be. And then the black string kind of comes over that, or the red string comes over the red. The red string comes over the yellow. Yes, there we go. So that way it can come down and be part of the middle part again. Like I said, just some crazy stuff. It just, yeah. And so you get 4 hearts in one direction and then 4 hearts in the other. So that was kind of cool. It didn't feel like it took forever. The center part does get a little confusing. There's just strings changing all over the place, trying to make up a big black patch right in the middle, which is basically to hide all the red strings. The other side is still just doing the same normal thing. It just makes the yellow square, right in the middle of it. So, well, I guess it's like a diamond. It's supposed to look like circles. It's supposed to be like kisses and hugs with hearts. Is a very Valentine's Day sort of thing. In fact, when I was looking at February for the month, this pattern was pretty much what I wanted to do for Valentine's Day. And so that was like last Friday. That's when we made the pattern. And now we have the actual bracelet. So hopefully you guys got yours made in time to give as a gift and made somebody's day kind of special, because that would be pretty cool. Oh, I thought I cut this out of the video. I couldn't stop the video right away because my hand was so cramped and I was so worried about it. There was a pause there, and I thought I cropped that out of there. I guess I didn't. But yeah, that was about my halfway point. That's when it all happened. But yeah, got back to work, and it's all back to being good again. Hopefully it stays this way. I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, today I'm fine, in case you're worried. Oh yeah, so this is me trying to build out the center. So having lost all the momentum of the prior day, trying to sort my way through this, yeah, this part here was a little bit confusing. And you'll see like little breaks in the hand motion. That's me crossing off the stuff on the pattern. I can, because as I'm recording this, I can see my facial expressions from when I was actually making it. And there's a lot of, huh? What? It's funny because I'm not playing to the camera. It's not like right now where I'm like actively like trying to smile and whatever. It's just me working on it. And yeah, I look baffled. So yeah. Oh, halfway point. Shoot. Let me thank my YouTube members for making this all possible. You guys are the best. Thank you guys so much. These videos can end so abruptly, and yeah, we managed to go through the middle of the video and I didn't even think of it. So yes, thank you guys so much. It doesn't take much. It's like $4 USD to help support the channel, and you get your name on the banner. You get to see videos early. You get patterns early. You get to watch behind the scenes live streams. Actually, chat with me during some of those live streams. Like if I'm making the bracelet, I can open up the Discord for chats. But if I'm doing the patterns, not so much, because I have to concentrate on making the pattern. So yeah. So yeah, hanging out with me, it kind of depends on the day of the week or what's going on. But yeah. So yeah, now that the heart's going the other direction, I don't think that there was necessarily like an easier direction. Sometimes with these, like one way or the other becomes significantly easier. But I think on this one, it was pretty confusing either way. So again, just a heads up to anybody who wants to try this. I think it's a beautiful bracelet. I think it's a lot of fun. I think somebody will really like it. But that said, it's really not easy. And I don't say that. That's not like me bragging, like, oh, look at me. I can make, difficult bracelets. That's not the intent at all. My intent is I don't want somebody new to this to say, wow, I really like that bracelet. I want to try that, and to get in over their head and it not turn out very well, because there's so much zigzags and there's so many other things going on. It would be really easy to have this one get messed up. And my job is to inspire you guys and make you want to try things without being discouraged, without having the hardship of, this stuff going wrong. So yeah, I'm trying. So, but yeah, like even for me, this one was like, this was hard work. Again, though, if you want to try it, if you want to give these things a go, I don't want to discourage that either. I don't think that, I don't think it's helpful though, if you're only just been doing like, should say chevrons or, stuff like that, real basic to make the jump to something like this. I don't think it's helpful. I think there's a lot of other ones that are easier and less finicky. Like maybe just do the hearts, take pattern 1112 and just make the hearts, or do the pattern 3 and just do that with the X's and O's. They are in themselves a little bit difficult, but not too crazy. In fact, I even go so far as to say they might be a kind of a bit easy, especially the way I did it. The original pattern for number 3 had it so that way the colors sort of stayed away from the edges. Letting it go to the edge and bounce back, though, I think it makes it a lot easier to do. Yes, you might be able to see a little tiny dot of color on the edges, but nobody pays attention to that. Nobody cares. It still turns out just fine. So yeah, give it a go, have some fun with it. It's after you kind of mastered those things, then mixing them together suddenly becomes, kind of an option. Again, in order to get certain strings to certain places, I had to change things up a bit. And so like some of the way the colors travel just just not very intuitive, I guess. So yeah. There's still, it's a fun, I like this project. I like this whole idea of what we're doing here for the month of February, where I'm mixing 2 patterns. So like the next one I do will be, I guess it'll be with the pattern 1112 and shift that over to the left hand side and then add something else to it. I don't remember what goes next. Like I said, before the month starts, I kind of give myself a little roadmap of what I intend to do. And as long as I follow the formula, everything works out. You guys get videos and I get challenges, and I don't have to think too much about it. You know, if I just spend one day plotting out what's going to happen for the whole month, I can relax a little. I don't relax. I can relax a little bit in what I have to do next. And yeah. Yeah, I don't relax very well. That's another little secret of me. I get kind of flustered with all this stuff, and I want to make accomplishments, and I want to do cool things, and I worry that I don't have enough videos, you know, ready for you guys in advance, especially because YouTube members can see videos in advance. I want to have like a bunch ready for them to be able to appreciate and to go through and watch. So yeah, I'm constantly trying very hard to have a lot of stuff ready. It's never ending. Been doing this for what now? It's over a year of putting out videos. I think we're coming up on 2 years of the daily videos. And yeah, it's ever more a challenge now than ever before. Before I had a lot of ideas, things I wanted to do, and I've done all those. So now I'm trying to come up with new stuff and come up with ideas of things that, you know, you guys have never seen before, like this, mashing up patterns, you know, to be side by side. I still think it's a great idea. I think it's a fun way of doing stuff between you and your friends, you know, where each bracelet can represent the person. If you have like 3 friends, right, you can make it so that way person A gets, you know, 1 and 2, person B gets 2 and 3, and the third person gets 3 and 1. And that way it's like each person is represented in this group of friendships. If you have 4 people, I guess you would have to make the pattern even wider. So you'd have 3 going to on each of them. That would work out as well. So, you know, just the random thoughts that I come up with when it comes to these things, I think could be a lot of fun for people to try. Oh, so look, we are getting towards the end. This is where it starts to, yeah, some of those strings are already finished with. Well, hopefully you guys have had fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I like the bracelet a lot. I really like to see if you guys make one yourselves. So thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch. Let's see how it turns out. It's so cute.